Welcome to another edition of Too Much TV. We have our guest here today, Houndawg Buck 50.
Indeed.
Today's topic, what we're going to talk about, is a very touchy topic in this day and time. I want to know, is love today different than what it was back then?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what love is now, man. I'm older, so
Did you know what it was then?
yeah, it ain't what it is now. I mean, really? If you already in your shit and you solidified, you lucky. If you one of them people that's still searching, wow. I ain't gonna say you can't, because anything's possible, but it's tough. If you ain't solidified and you in this shit bag of whatever, from a dude's perspective, I ain't saying from a lady's perspective it's easy, but we men, so we can only speak for men. It ain't easy. Because everything is superficial now. It's not, everything is like, bathroom mirror, camera, posing in front of the Instagram, it's like, it's a different world, man. Like they say, man, it's a different world from where you came from.
So, are you saying that there's no more authenticism to it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's out there, but you don't really see it like that. It's so outweighed by the superficialism of what dominates the world. You know what I mean? Because everybody is controlled by the internet. They get sucked in, to that world of the internet, whether it's just filming themselves or constantly posting something or creating this world. You get sucked in, and you think, whether it's reality TV, and when you're not thinking on that frequency, is like you kind of like you the odd one, because you don't get it. Everybody else is living like that, and you living like a normal person, but the normal is weird now in 2017.
Now, do you think that a lot of this changed because of homosexuality? Like, women dating women, men dating men now, and the in between is the straight, the heterosexuals who are trying to find somebody, but it's hard because now there's a flux and an oversaturation of homosexual rights and being able to be with who you want to be with. Do you think it's hard? Do you think it's harder now to get a girl?
Because of that?
Yeah, because a girl nowadays is like a girl quick. And if she's been with a woman, and then you're trying to get her after she's been with a woman, do you think that's harder now?
I mean, it's a combination of things, man, because it's a plethora of things. I'm aware of that, but the crazy thing is, it's like the shit's coming from so many directions that it's hard to just say one thing. It's some of that, it's some of social media, it's some of just the way just the new way of the world, if you will. I mean that definitely plays a part. I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean,
I know. It's hard to fathom.
I put it like this: it ain't me to really. You can't sit here and tell somebody how to live their life, and I don't sweat it. I don't sweat that, because if that's what you're doing, it's not. Evidently, it's not going to be me. So if you leave her, you're just going to be with. I'm assuming you're just going to be with another chick. So I can't really sit here and bang my brains out over why you doing what you're doing. You doing what you're doing. It is what it is. But I will say this: I see a lot of chicks that is nice looking that mess with chicks trying to look like dudes, and I know they wouldn't mess with the male version that look like that. That's all I'm bugged out on. I'm like, yo, if that was a dude, you would be like, nigga, please.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And be bad. Bad as fuck.
That's coming to my next point. my next point would be like, why do you think that those bad females that's just fine as hell be with those butchers that look like so-called men, right? When you and I step to them, we you know, we're not bad looking dudes, but we can't get no
No,
play.
it's not. You can't even get a conversation, let alone.
You know what I'm saying?
In the door.
And I'm not even talking about while the friend is there. It's like she's alone, you know. But just the act of you just stepping to her saying, "Hey, how you doing, beautiful?" You know, and then she don't even give you no play. Oh, I already have a wife, or I have a woman already. Does that for you as a man? Do you feel any type of way about them? Not the fact of rejection, because we always got rejected by women and it wasn't no thing, but the fact that you got rejected because she had another woman instead of having another man. Like if a girl say, "Yo, I got a boyfriend," okay, no problem. But nowadays, if she say, you being from old school, that's why I'm speaking to you in that sense. You being from old school, and she saying, "Well, no, I I have a wife," and you're like, "Damn, all that waste." Or how do you look at it like, shit?
Yeah, I mean, that's only happened to me once. I mean,
But
as far as being verbally, and that was so long ago that was before the explosion of it. That was like in the 90s.
Well, that's that, and then this is a good point. So that was in the 90s. Imagine that was then, right? But you moved on and you got you a girl, like, you know what I'm saying? It was easy to pick another girl if that one said no. But in this day and time, come on, man. I mean, like, our chances are slim to actually pick a woman that ain't been with another woman. I could tell you from my experience, man, that shit is like damn near hard. You know, because once a woman been with another woman, man, that shit is just it's hard to kind of really, you know, kind of beat that when they went that route. You know, and I think that this has a lot to do with the title of the conversation about, you know, trying to find love, because back in the day I knew what it was, and today it's like you say, it's so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we get back to that, or are we ever going to get back to that now that the whole spectrum of the world is different in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, the whole infrastructure is different, so it's like you kind of like you lost in the source, basically. It's like you going back. It's like you going back to like your old elementary school 30 years later with the mindset of what was going on 30 years ago. And the kids is looking at you like, who is this old fool? They don't know you. They don't even know you went to that school. You know what I mean? And it's like your mindset is in 1981, but they like it's 2018 or whatever. Not only is the things different, they don't even know that you graced that school. So
they care.
So they look at you with no relevance. They don't even look at you like, oh, that's so and so. They just look at you like, why are you here? So imagine, that's kind of like how today's structure of relationships is like, you don't get it? That's how we roll. So it's like, because you grew up in a certain era, things sort of had a certain protocol to it. You know what I mean? It's like, you had women who, they didn't do that. That's not knocking chicks who did it. Mm-hmm. It was just some women like, I don't play that. But now it's a different world. So that's more accepted. So even you see some of the women who, I don't think they all like that. But sometimes they flirt with the chicks that's like that because the whole world is different. And so when everything's different, it shapes the universe different in your mindset. You cave into what everybody's doing. It's just like when you go to a job, you see everybody dressed for an interview in a shirt and tie. So if you don't wear a shirt and tie, you think you're doing something wrong because you outnumbered. But then if it switches and people start wearing shorts, all of a sudden you went from wearing a shirt and tie to like, I guess wearing shorts ain't bad. So it's like, it's the demographics change. Because you don't have that, because it's different now, and is more implemented in the society, you don't hear a lot of women like taking that stance like I'm strictly dickly. When the last time you heard a chick say I'm strictly dickly? You don't hear that. And that don't necessarily mean that they not, but I'm saying that as far as that stance,
I mean,
you don't see a lot of that.
And the ones that I do hear say that, they're way over their 40s. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where that came from, that era.
And that don't count.
You know, I mean, it counts if you're looking for love.
But what I mean by that, when I even use that term, I'm not even talking about so much that term per se. I mean, what I'm really trying to say is females who don't go that way, but they're really protesting this is me. Y'all cool, but I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with it like that. I think you see a lot of chicks that I don't know that. I'm just saying, I don't think they can't all possibly be on that side. But a lot of times I think because of the way things are changing, they'll entertain it. Because it's a different vibe now.
Now, by you pointing out that it's a different vibe, this makes it harder for you, right? I mean, you know, do you feel like you have to get on their frequency, or you're still gonna stay on your basic frequency that you're on to get a woman? Because I mean, this is why we're talking about this, because nowadays a lot of brothers are looking for love, a lot of sisters are looking for love, and the conversation I always hear is that, man, men ain't this and they ain't like that, and that's the only complaint I hear, right? But are they really looking for love? Do they even know what it is? You know, because I think that with all the allowing these things to happen, it's hard to find it. I think that more gay people are finding love with one another than the straight people.
I can't even quote that.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it seems like. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but it just seems like I'm seeing more women and men than I see straight people getting along. You know, it's hard to even say when the last time I seen two straight people together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I see them together. Whether they in bliss, I don't know.
See, yeah, that's
the whole thing. And then you got to remember, what you see is not necessarily always what it seems either. Because we just see the presentation, and you just assume that everything is good.
Which I know it's not.
But you know how it is. It's just like you see a dude, he hop in his car, and you say, I wish I had his life.
But you don't know his life.
And then by the time you realize he got a mother who got cancer, his father died 2 years ago, you're like, you know what, keep your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on the outside, it looked like everything is. Yeah. But I mean, I know what you're saying though. But it's like, I don't know. It's different. It's different. I mean, and then I don't know. And then I think at the end of the day, the frequencies. Because you gotta figure when you're dealing with two people, you gotta have an equal frequency, and the frequencies in any era rarely match. So you have a situation, what I mean by the frequencies is, you might have went through that little phase, and then you say, yeah, fuck love. I'm just going to fuck, have fun. And then that chick came along, she might have been in where you was at. She was fucking. Now she's looking for love. So you see why I say the frequency's off. Because now you like, fuck that shit. She's ready to leave that world behind. You see how the frequencies mismatch? Because you just trying to fuck now. She looking for love. Then by the time you look for love, that other chick is like, fuck that. I just got fucked up with love. I'll take some dick and get the fuck out of here. You know, so I'm saying the frequency, I think that's another thing. The frequencies rarely match.
So you think nowadays sex is just love? Is a new love? Let me just have sex with you, get my rocks off, and then you can leave. Well, I'll call you when I need you again.
I mean, I don't know if it's the new love, but I think sex is definitely it's a casual thing, even more casual in this era. Because I mean, I mean, you always have people having sex, so I don't think that never changed. But I think this era is probably even a little more desensitized because when you look at it, like I said, it goes back to the infrastructure. You listen, this era, they don't have Quiet Storm.
They don't even
When it's
know
3 o'clock in the morning, they still hearing T-Pain. They still hearing that. So all this is subliminal.
Yeah.
You don't realize it, but it's subliminal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then we never thought of it like that, but when you hear Quiet Storm, that kind of program you to think this is the time that you're supposed to be smooth.
Yeah.
You don't really realize that, but it's a subliminal message.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time when I'm supposed to tone it down and go into another mode.
Yeah.
Whereas this era, they don't really, that's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and it goes back to the vibe. You don't really deal with that. So it's like, you're almost like a cornball. You come that way. I mean, there's always going to be situations where you find somebody that's on the same page. But to the majority, they look at you like, where you come from with that? I don't get it. This is not how we do it. You know what I mean? So it's like...
So I'm saying now, in this day and time, obviously we're in a new era. Do you go for the younger women or do you go for the women like your age, looking for that?
See, that's the shit. That's the shit again. The shit about it is there is no answer. That's the fucked up part about it. There is no answer.
There's no love, because if there's no answer for that, then you're saying that in this day and time it's harder to find it. Because back in the day, you didn't have to ask that question. You know, you took a girl out, you liked her, y'all kissed the first night, that was your girl. You know what I'm saying? Now, you'd be lucky if you get a kiss after the 4th date.
4th date?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 3rd, 4th date, man. It's like, yo, it's like pulling teeth, man. Trying to just get a kiss.
I ain't going to no 4th date. I ain't got no kiss yet.
I'm just saying, you know.
I'm gonna give me my money back, man.
Hey, you know, I'm just saying.
I know, I know what you're saying, but
like, in this day and time, that's what it seemed like. Because when just think about the last time you went on a date. You know, you're probably not with that person now, right? The question is like, what happened? You know, because obviously it's like I see more single people. To that matter of fact, I'm gonna put it like this, now, and not to get racial, but I see more single black women and more single black men than any other race. To me, you know, that from that's just my perspective of what I see. I see a lot of Latinos together. I see a lot of white women in relationships with white men. But when it comes to black relationships, I don't see a lot of that. Either they married, right? But they're not like, I don't see the falling in love or holding hands. And there's no more of that. I don't see that anymore when it comes to us. If I do it, it's like I say, woman and woman. You know, I don't really see a lot of that. So it's like, you know, it's crazy, man.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be so quick to say to just give big up white people like that, because they be killing motherfuckers for insurance and shit. So
yeah, I mean, I'm saying,
so don't let that hand fall.
Well, no, we're not talking about killing. We talking about the act of just being together,
or the appearance of what you think.
Yeah, what you see, you know, because look, all these people that we know that a lot of communities are getting gentrified, right? And by being gentrified, there's a certain type of people that's moving in, and they're not doing this alone. They're with people. You know what I'm saying? They're with someone. If we go down to Las Olas right now, right, or we go to South Beach, or we go to anywhere where there's a party, right? The chances of us choosing a woman that's single is like at least 85%. We can choose one. The question is, do they want to talk to us? Because they might be into women. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the difference where I say, as of today compared to back then, when you know, it wasn't quite like that. You were able to fall in love back then, 20, 30 years back. In this day and time, it's hard to fall in love, man, because you don't know what you get. You know, I'm just,
You never know. You never really know what you're getting, man.
in this day and time.
Yeah, even if you thought, you might have thought you knew what you was getting in '89, but I don't even know. I mean, things is a little different, but it's just it is what it is, man. Some crazy shit, and you just gotta get in where you fit in, man. If you desensitized and you can roll with it and you just fucking have fun, you good. But if you looking for that other shit, best of luck to you, because it's not easy. Because it's some fucked up shit out there.
Yeah.
And really, and it's like I said, it's no answer. When I say no answer, that don't mean it don't exist, but it's no answer. Meaning that it's no answer saying that if this chick is my age, we're gonna just,
Yo.
yeah. You meet a chick your age and she crazier than the chick 22. I'm like, fuck. If I knew that, I would date the chick that was 22. She got less thread on the tires. The engine's in better shape. You know, and it's not even, it's just being real. I understand why she's doing that. She's 22. I give her a pass. You 47, you ain't supposed to be doing that dumb shit. I'm not saying you supposed to be, I'm not saying you perfect because you 47, but the shit you doing, I'm not expecting that from you. Because you got to figure everything is about shit making sense. Shit got, or at least for me, that's how my psyche works. Shit got to make sense. So I'm 46. So if I'm dating a chick 46, you as a 46-year-old woman, you got to subliminally make me think, this is why I need to be dating her and not a young chick. You see what I mean? Because this is how it's going to go when you're dealing with a real woman.
Yeah.
But when you doing fuck shit, you making me say, I might as well go back over there.
Yes, it's true.
You know what I mean? You supposed to make me look at a young chick and be like, hell no.
And then when you go with the young chick, you realize the young chick is not as mature as you thought it was. So now you're between a rock and a hard place.
Of course.
Because now that you go with the young one is not on your frequency. The older one is acting up. So it's kind of like, you know, like what do? You know what I'm saying? Do you sit back and just wait and pray and say, hey, look, man, you know, because in this day and time, it's like, you know, time is ticking for everybody that's looking anyway. If you ain't looking, then you in good shape, because it's not something that you probably tried and it didn't work for you, and you like, you know what, man, it is what it is. I hear a lot of women be like, yo, I'm good by myself. I'm you know, I like being single and this and that. I think they just say that because they can't find what's in their mind, what they're looking for. Because they have a certain perception of a man that they want, you know, and that man might not always fit what they got in their mind, and they go looking for that, and then next thing you know, they go out on dates and they're like, oh, he's not what I thought, because, you know, yeah, it's not fitting with the guy that I have in my mind. And I think sometimes they miss love because of that, you know, putting a certain type of guy in their head, where this one, he has a job, he got his own place, you know what I'm saying, he's single, he don't have no children, and why wouldn't you like that, you know?
And you know, I look at it objectively, in the sense of, like, when some people call a person like picky, I don't always look. I give them the benefit of the doubt. I look at it like this: if you truly not feeling that person, I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna call you picky, because at the end of the day, you can't make yourself like that guy or like that woman. But to me, I look at it different. Like, if the woman actually liked you, and she's just not dating you because you didn't hit one of the 5 categories. That's when I'm like, damn, yo, you couldn't have, you do like the dude. You couldn't have cut him a little slack on that one category. You know what I mean? If you don't like him, you just don't like him. I get it. You ain't feeling him. Even though he got a job, I get it. You ain't feeling him. But it's like, you actually like him, but you ain't going because the car or he making 33 and he got to make 50. You know, that's what I look at it like, damn, you being kind of like,
Picky.
yeah, now you letting a good thing go because he didn't match up with one of your things on the chart. And it's like, you know, I mean, that's why I think some people, I don't even think it's that they that happy with that. I think you just reach a point in your life where you just got to be like, I got to do me. You know what I mean? Because you get to a point where you realize your life is going to end at some point. And if you procrastinate, you put your life on hold for whatever, your life is just going by and you prolonging your life, your happiness. And so many things you could be doing, but you putting everything on hold for this situation that you don't know if it's going to happen. Some people, never find that person. It's a fucked up thing to say, but it happens. Some people never meet that. You know what I mean? So, you have to create your own happiness, whether it's going on vacations, doing whatever you do that creates your own ambiance of happiness. Some people kill themselves because they supposedly love that person so much, and then that person don't love them no more, and then they just bow, So who wants to be that person too? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
So basically, as we end this this conversation here, you're basically saying that love is dead.
If it ain't real, it's dead. If it's real, love is back.
So you think there's still real love out there?
Yeah, you can't, those type of things, you can't really put your hand on it. It's like something magical that happens and you couldn't recreate it if you wanted to. It's just like everything falls into place.
So would you say that the people right now who found somebody and they're about to get married, right? Would you say that they're lucky, or more say that they just happen to find that one for now?
Maybe they found that one for now, because with some people, it's not about falling in love, and I think that's another thing too. Everybody's different. With some people, it's like, okay, they got a timetable. I'm 29. I ain't getting no younger. I need to have kids. This chick ain't really all whatever, but I'm going to marry her, have a family. She's a good woman. Whereas now you got another person's like, she's nice, but I really want to be in love. And a lot of people get knocked for that because they look at you like, they say you being picky. You ain't going to find Miss Right. I don't even know if it's necessarily Miss Right. I think that person just ain't feeling that person. And that's their freedom if they don't want to be with that person. But on the outside, we call them picky. But you got to live your life. At the end of the day, it's unfair for us to say that because they're the ones that got to live with that person for the rest of their life. So if they not feeling them, I say you ain't got to do it. But some people have a structure and they feel like, I'm 32. I got to have kids. I got to have a house. I'm going to, do it with her. So for some people, it's more about the infrastructure than the actual, where I really love her or I really love him, and, some people do that. Some people hold on to that, I guess, that hope that they find that,
So the bottom line is, keep searching until you find what you want.
Or until you run out of gas.
Well, hey man, either or, whichever one you hit first. This is Too Much TV, and this is your guest, Houndawg Buck 50. Peace.